past 21 years, there has been talks of bringing Wicked to the screen. Since 2016, there has been confirmation that Wicked was getting its own movie. Now, on the 21st anniversary, it is now officially coming to the big screen in 2024, November 21st to be exact. Almost feels like a nice little celebration nod. So this was originally based on Gregory Maguire's book Wicked, which follows the story of Glinda and Alphaba before they became the witches that they know are in Wizard of Oz. It starts off as two people who are from different classes, two people from different backgrounds, two people who see the world a lot differently. Glinda, who comes from the rich, upper class, it's my way or my way type of lifestyle, whereas Alphaba was the daughter of an adulterer who drank a little too many potions and had a green baby. She was outcasted from her own family, trying to find her own little world throughout her upbringing before landing into Oz, where it kind of became a little tricky to navigate with her green skin, and eventually finding a friend in Glinda, who then ultimately turns her back on her in Wizard of Oz. The book is a lot different to the musical adaptation. The musical adaptation is a lot more family friendly, a lot more about these two women who met at school, who became friends, and then eventually veered on two different paths. Whereas the book is about classism, racism, a few other terminologies in that realm where it was very heavily political. It is a lot more X-rated, as well as people on TikTok have been talking about the book recently. That is a canon event. We cannot stop you from that. I read the book in 2007, 2008. I was 12, 13 years old. It's now an unofficial rule that this book must be read before you're on the cusp of puberty, because you have a lot of questions that your parents will refuse to answer, because it is nothing like the musical. The musical is very family friendly and a lot more funnier, whereas the book is very quite sinister and dark and very like, what path are we taking? The biggest question for the Wicked movie is, what is it based on? Is it based on the musical or is it based on the book? Many fans of the book want this adaptation. Many fans of the musical want the musical adaptation. So is there a healthy medium? From what we've heard so far in interviews and press releases is that there is a healthy medium. There is two parts to this movie, Wicked Part 1, which comes out on the 21st of November 2024, and Wicked Part 2, which I believe comes out in 2025. And they're both similar runtimes to the musical adaptation, which is 2 hours 45. Nearly 3 hour long movie. Oh, musical, sorry. The first one ends with Defying Gravity, just like in the interval of the musical. Defying Gravity is the interval song in that cue to have a 20-minute stretch. With this one, I believe that they've taken a lot more. A lot of people have been questioning, why do we need two parts? Well, it's because it's based off the book, and they wanted to incorporate as much book elements as possible while still keeping that family-friendly feel to it. So let me tell you what I really think of Wicked, the movie. As a girl who's been hyped on this since she was 12 to 13 years old and has been so disappointed in people talking about their experiences of going to the musical until I finally recently saw it twice, and I still have one more show to go within the Brisbane Australian run. So let's talk about the movie. My opinion of this is, I don't like it. Okay, maybe I'm on the fence of it. I should be a lot more vocal with my words. I'm on the fence with Wicked. Now, like I said earlier, I read the book when I was 12, 13 years old, way back in 2007, 2008. It has been about 17 years since I've read the book. So my memory of the book is a little hazy, but I do remember it being a little too dark. And thanks to TikTok, some of the readers going, oh my god, this is not for families. I'm like, oh, I remember that now. I have seen the stage adaptation twice. I have one more show to go to this Sunday, which is the last show for Brisbane. Watching this felt exactly to the T of the stage musical. There is no difference. It isn't until we get to the land of Oz, when we meet the wizard and reveal the truth of it all, that it starts to feel different. But the problem is, all the way before that, I'm watching the musical with a bigger budget. I know before people are like, well, what do you think movies are? No, I know. I'm not dumb. I'm a movie lover. I'm a musical lover. I get it. But there was times when I was watching this movie and it felt, honest to God, like I was watching a TV adaptation. I think Americans have it on ABC when ABC does their like live television adaptations, like they did Hairspray, they did Grease. Yeah, in Australia we just get it on our free-to-air sessions because we're not American. Yeah, at times it felt like I was watching one of those. Just like somebody purposed something for TV. It does not follow the book. There is a lot of issues in this movie that I had with the musical that I was like, I was hoping for you to explain it. I was hoping for you to go into detail with some things that I had an issue with in the musical. Like in the musical, and I've seen it twice, the second time I saw this I was like, you messed up a cue right there. But the issue I have is with Elphaba. We all know that Elphaba, if she gets wet, she dies, right? They have an umbrella scene where rain is pouring and they're like, oh my god, get under umbrellas. We can't have you get wet. They don't acknowledge the fact that water can actually kill her before Dorothy does. Like between birth and shiz, she's using baby oil and wipes to clean herself. And we're supposed to just be okay with the fact that now suddenly she can't be near water, even though she was under the rain, and Madame Marble was like, I know how to work the weather. My biggest issue with Wicked. Another issue is I just feel like with this adaptation, there's a lot of things that, again, the book is very political. The book was very clear on what its message should have been. Instead, in this, again, just like with the musical, it's very adamant that it's about classism. It's very adamant that you could see the potential implied love triangle. You could see that they were definitely setting it up to be that the friends were torn apart because of, like, a common good. But, again, like, there is a whole bigger issue. There are moments where it does elaborate certain things. I mean, there are times when it feels like it's the movie that I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this. Like, I was really excited. But it wasn't often. Yeah, the Land of Oz moments, I was like, this is great. I love these moments. The moments with Dr. Dillamond, seeing his scenes shine was amazing because I've seen them on stage. And yeah, it's a guy dressed in costume. But seeing this one in the movie, I was like, oh my god, I love these moments because I needed to see this. I needed to visually see Dillamond's journey to that point. Whereas the stage, you can't get that. They just had a bigger budget. They just had the allowance that the stage could not do. To me, it's not something that I would actively see multiple times. To me, it's definitely a movie that I look at and I'm like, this is if I wanted to just listen to the music. It feels like if I wanted background noise. Like, I almost fell asleep through it, which kind of sucks because I had high fucking hopes for this movie. I really did. I looked at it and I was like, I loved the book. I was on the fence with the musical. I want to see what it does. I want to see what there is for this, but I'm very on the fence with this and I'm very, very disappointed. Now, my biggest issue is I have to see this again because I promised my sister that I would go to see Wicked. So that's fun. It means I have to sit through this and stay awake. I'm going to bring caffeine next time because I'm not even kidding. I was like, I'm awake. Wait, yep. Can I? Yep. It's just, I'm very disappointed. I really am.